Like, okay, this is where I was a year ago. I did this exercise. In the book, you'll end up doing it for 10 years ago, 3 years ago, a year ago, 90 days ago. All right. And then even since yesterday, measuring the gains, living in the gains. Okay. How does this change things? More fulfillment, more consistency, less burnout, better leadership, and more gratitude. You're just in a better headspace all the way around. Okay. So if you're leading a team and you only point out the gap, they will burn right out from under you. If you're that guy that's like, well, we hit our numbers, but if we did this, this, and this, we would really blown them out of the water. How long do you think people are going to work for you or with you? Okay. Guys, I can look back and say, well, when I started coaching, man, all these guys were ahead of me. And rather than doing that, I'm just looking back going, wow, when I started, it was just a quick video on January 1st, I think it was, of 2023. Said, I'm jumping in the coaching space. Since then, well, today's day 479 of Alive, of pushing a year and a half now. 3 or 4 podcast episodes later, 1,300 YouTube videos later, numerous speaking opportunities and events, and a whole bunch of people that I've coached one-on-one and been in group environments. So that's me measuring the gain. Dave says, a year ago, I was here. I'm still here for the same reason we all come back. You created a positive group. Thanks, Dave. I appreciate it. Steve says, just like in running a race, working toward and on negative splits, acknowledge where you are and still hangs the carrot out there. For sure. Still competing. Yeah. And again, guys, it's not about getting soft, but I've lived in the gap. Heck, I lived in the gap during Ironman stuff. Hey, I did a X amount. My time was 11:30. I want to do 11. That's a little different. We're just trying to get better. But living in the gap there would be like, wow, that guy, I'll never be like him. I'll never go that fast. Dave running. What's that? That's how you beat yourself up. That's what that is. Yeah. And like, I'm really paying attention. This book's going to stay on my shelf. And it's one of the books that I highlighted in it. I don't typically do that. Refer back to that. Just say, okay, how can we stay in the gain here? How can we stay in the gain? That's going to be important for like real life. Wendy and I going into this house remodel that we're tackling. We were over there yesterday. We just looked at each other at one point. We were like, oh, we have a metric ton of things to do, right? But we're going to do it, and it's going to be ours. And we talked about it in the Jeep, like the things that we have done in a very short time as a couple, and just look at the gain. Sold her condo, sold my condo, came up here, didn't know what was going to happen, eliminated some variables. So just kind of living in the gain. Like this is where we were, where we've come. I know where we're going. We're still focused on the goal, but we're really going to have to stay in the gain on that project because it's got to be very intentional. Otherwise, stuff like that can be overwhelming, right? You get the best of you. So yeah, thanks, Andrea. Appreciate it. So ask yourself, like, where could you shift into the gain? Okay. Like for me, like even with this hashtag live 365, I mean, I could look at views, growth, numbers, and feel like it's not enough. But when I step back and look at where I started, flipping it on and saying, I'm going live, the consistency, the reps, the confidence, that's the gain. That's the gain. And being able to have some sort of impact on all of you guys on the daily, I'll take that. That's a gain. Okay. So if you take one thing from today, guys, just stop measuring yourself against where you think you should be. Please do that. Stop measuring like against who you used to be, right? Who you used to be. So grab the book if you haven't grabbed it already. Hopefully they don't send me some sort of letter for, trying to gain from their book, but I'm not really. I'm just sharing it and the lessons I learned. I guess you can do that. Yeah, drop a comment in the chat. Write either gap or gain. If you're living in the gap, write it. If you're living in the gain, write that. It might be interesting.